Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and I'm Steve Gamache. Today we're looking at the Konosuke GS series Gyuto 210mm knife. This knife has a core steel of a proprietary stainless formulation. The heat treat's about 59 to 60 Rockwell, so not quite as hard as some Japanese style knives, and that gives you a little bit more forgiveness on the steel. The stainless cladding covers each side of that core steel, so they have a softer stainless cladding, and so this is not a mono steel knife like some other laser style line. So this is their newest laser style line, but it again is a clad knife. It is not mono steel. We'll get a close-up look at the aesthetics in a minute. The weight on this knife is quite light, 4 ounces, 114 grams, so it's a featherweight. The blade length is 202 millimeters on the edge on this one, about 8 inches, so it's a little under the 210 advertised length. 14 inches approximate overall length. The spine thickness above the back of the heel at the chin here is about 2.2 millimeter, and it actually kind of has a pretty much just a slight distal taper all the way down the blade, and it gets thinner and thinner as you go till you hit a quite thin tip. So real nice grind on this knife. The geometry is really nice. The blade height is 48 millimeters, so this is significantly taller than their other laser 210s. Most of those are in the 44 range, so this is quite a bit taller, which is a welcome change for some people that like tall knives. The handle type is just their basic Howood octagonal ambidextrous buffalo horn ferruled handle, nothing special. It's light to complement the lightness of the blade. Handle circumference about just under 3 inches right here, the ferro wood junction, and so it's a pretty standard size handle. This is a very comfortable knife, and it's nicely finished. We've got some relief on the choil and emoto or neck area here, and the spine. There's a nice curve to that choil emoto transition to give you a perfect spot for that finger for your pinch grip. So this really is comfortable on a pinch grip. For me, the pinch grip is just a little bit in front of the balance point, so being so light, the balance point's about right there. My pinch grip's a little in front of that, so that gives you a very, very nimble feel. It's definitely not blade heavy. Take a quick look at the finish on the blade. It's this is, I believe, stock removal versus hand hammered, so yeah, a little different style knife from some of the hand hammered styles. And it's got screened on kanji versus embossed kanji, but you can see the sanded finish of the knife there. And you can also see the cladding pretty clearly right there. So the cladding line going into the edge core steel right there. Let's take a look at the profile, and we'll look at it on our cutting board. This was maybe about a 5 out of 10 sharpness on the box. Not bad. It was usable. You could get this knife much sharper with a quick trip to the sharpening stones. But I found it to be a usable edge out of the box. This particular profile, it's a tall knife at 48 millimeters for a 210, so you're going to have a bit more of a bellied profile to this and a kind of a gradual, continuous curve. Being that the knife is tall, that's kind of some of the compromises you make on the geometry of the knife. So let's look at it on our board, and you'll see it does just that. So it's kind of a gentle curve all the way through. There's not really much of a true flat spot on it. A touch at the heel, but this really isn't for chopping. This is more of a glide push-pull cutter, and definitely a rocker. It's got a fair amount of belly towards the tip. I can get pretty high before I start touching that tip into the board and starting to dig in. So this will be real nice for somebody that likes rocking and kind of push-pull motions, but not pure chopping motions. Again, nicely done grind to this. Some convexing despite the thin blade, and just a real nice execution. Nice new offering from Konosuke. You have the GS series Gyuto 210mm knife.